Hello and welcome. First thing we need to do is create a character. Here we go. Let's get to questing.
State your business.
From Magistrix, Irona. Bim Bim, I hope you're ready to get to work, because there is much for you to do here on Sunstrider Isle. Ever since the destruction of the Sunwell by Arthas and the Scourge, we have been a race adrift on a sea of uncertainty. We teeter on the edge of oblivion. This will change, Paladin, and you will learn and aid our recovery at the same time. The Outland awaits us. Reclaiming Sunstrider Isle. The sooner you begin your education, Bim Bim, the better for us all. There's little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here, have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. The mana worms were their guardians, but the Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas has driven them errant from our lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return to me. It would help if you accept quests in World of Warcraft. And here are the mana worms. Forgot to set it to auto loot. Just one more mana worm to go. And there we have it. Level 2. Level 2 already for Bim Bim. We're going to go back to Magistrix Irona. Turn this in.
What business have you?
You have successfully completed your first task. For that, you are to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young blood elves who failed to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much more to learn, my young friend. Choose your reward. I will choose the green chain boots. Unfortunate measures. Your effort has made something clear that, honestly, I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals has maligned a much larger swath of the Isle's natural balance than I thought. We must now take on more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby lynxes have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their collars, Bim Bim, as I may yet be able to fashion a magical restraint to turn some back from being uncontrolled. Paladin training. As you advance within your class, you will want to take advantage of the training that your class trainer can provide you. For young paladins here on Sunstrider Isle, your trainer is Jesthenis Sunstriker. Speak with Jesthenis and see what training he has available for you. The things he will teach do have a cost. so bring some coin with you. Your trainer, as with all the trainers on Sunstrider Isle, is inside the Sunspire on the lower level. Let us go speak with Jesthenis. Hello, Jesthenis. Paladin training. I see the pride swelling in your chest. Already you fancy yourself one of the Blood Knights. In time, you will earn your place among us. But first, you must learn to harness and master the powers of the light. Hone your skills at arms and prove your worthiness. You must be prepared to endure the derision, fear, and revulsion of those you're sworn to defend. So it is among those who can't comprehend the price of the great power that safeguards them. Keep your head high and your blade at the ready. Bim Bim. Well Watcher Solanian. And now, I need for you to do something. Well Watcher Solanian is in need of your services. You would do well to integrate yourself with him. He awaits you on the exterior platform that the ramp in this chamber leads up to. You seek further instructions in the manipulation of the Naru's power. Bim Bim. I would like to train further in the ways of the light. Devotion Aura gives 55 additional armor to party members within 30 yards. Players may only have one aura on them per paladin at any one time. Train for 10 copper. Shirelaran. The Sunspire held a beautiful vantage of the Sunwell once. Our lives have been turned upside down, Bim Bim. But we, nonetheless, carry on. It is our way. We are survivors. If you are to survive this upheaval, to carry on in your own right, then you must learn how to survive. All Blood Elves must do this. You must master your insatiable hungering for magic before it masters you. Well, Watcher Solanian. Good. A paladin. I've been expecting you. There are a few tasks that I have, which you are particularly suited to. Solanian's belongings. With all the chaos happening here at the Sunspire, I haven't had a chance to collect my belongings I have left outside at various places on the Isle. I must maintain my vigil over the Sunwell here, so I'll ask you to collect them in my stead. I need my scrying orb, my scroll of Scourge magic, and my journal. Use this satchel for some extra space as my things are rather bulky. Return them to me, and I'll give you a little something, for the effort. You can keep the satchel as well. The Shrine of Dathramar. Day after day, I stand here, watching, waiting. I've been accused of dwelling too much on our past, while my eyes look to the horizon. But it is my firm belief that each visitor to this island should honor those who have sacrificed all so that they may continue to do so. Dathramar Sunstrider was our first king. He led us here from Kalimdor, through the Maelstrom. Seek out his shrine to the west, and do not return to me until you have read the plaque upon it in his honor.
We will have justice.
Jump down here. We're going to speak to Arcanist Ithanis. You've caught me at a critical time in my research. No worries. You're welcome to join me in quiet contemplation. Emphasis on quiet. if you don't mind, though. Well, we're all about quiet here. A fistful of slivers. It's a shame that we've lost control of many of the creatures here on the island. This was once a tranquil place of study and research. Now it's all we can do to keep from being attacked by our own creation. I'm going to offer you a chance to receive a magical boon in exchange for some collecting work on your part. Bring me a stack of arcane slivers that are found on the mana-using creatures of Sunstrider Isle, and I will cast a spell on you that should aid your adventures on the Isle. Arcanist Helion. Knowledge is power. True power, my young friend. You'll be wise to acquire as much of it as you can, and pay proper heed to those who have already done so. Before the raising of the Sunwell, we fooled ourselves into thinking we had neared the apex of our civilization. It took the scourge to bring us to our knees, and in a way, back to reality. Thirst unending. If there is only one lesson you deign to remember from your time on Sunstrider Isle, let it be this. Control your thirst for magic. It is a thirst unending, Bim Bim. You must absorb energy to survive via mana tap, and you must control how you release it via arcane torrent. Failure is to become one of the wretched, hopelessly addicted, and insane. Seek out creatures on the Isle that have mana and mana tap them. Learn to master your cravings of power. When you have sufficiently fed, return to me. And there again, need to accept the quest. Have to mana tap all these mana worms. Just finished arcane slivers. I have several quests. Well, several is 2 quests over here. Go to the shrine of Death Ramar. Now let's read the shrine. You have discovered the location of the shrine. Upon further examination, you sense a stronger pulse of the strange power that has gripped the isle. You feel a bit uncomfortable standing by the shrine, and perhaps a little disturbed. The bronze placard along the side of the shrine reads, "Here stands the shrine of Dath Ramar, a fitting tribute to a noble elf. Let all who gaze on this monument remember his sacrifice against the scourge and his dedication to the cause of our continued survival. All who prosper and quell the loss do so thanks to him." And there we have it, level 3. Let's head this way just a little bit southeast here. We're on our way to pick up the scrying orb on this nice little pond right here. Not sure what this is in the water right here. Kind of looks like a heart, Pac-Man, maybe even a butt. We still need some Lynx collars. Quite a bit of them, actually. And here's the last one, Solanian's Journal. Just need to finish up a few more links. A couple more spring paw lynxes. There we go. Just finished up all the collars. Let's see if we have anything that we can put on here. Be going back here to Magistrix Erona. Unfortunate measures. It gives me no pleasure to ask you to destroy these beasts. While in times past we have lived in relative harmony with woodland creatures, these are different times. The first order of business for all of Sindori is survival. Make sure you remember that. The tower and surrounding areas should now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You have done well in providing us with a buffer of security, but we will need to reassert control over the entire isle if we are to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant mana worms and lynxes. Take this, Bim Bim. You will no doubt make good use of it for the tasks to come. Report to Lanthan Paralon. You are to report to my assistant, Lanthan Paralon. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next, while we here at the Sunspire will continue to reign in the burning crystals. You will be focused on a more pressing matter concerning Falthrian Academy. Lanthan will explain fully when you speak to him. Simply walk west of here along the path, and you should see him standing close by. Good luck, Bim Bim. Your continued successes shall be rewarded. Solanian's belongings. Have you had a chance to find my belongings? Once we reassert our dominance over Sunstrider Isle, I will need them in my work. For now, though, I must maintain my watch over the Sunwell, or what remains of it. Well done. I knew you'd be perfect for the task. Once it's safe to make use of our outdoor facilities on the Isle, I'll be putting these things to good use. Like I mentioned, please feel free to keep the satchel. Also, you may find this piece of armor to be useful. Consider it ample compensation for a simple task performed dutifully. The Shrine of Dathramar. Ah, Bim Bim. Thank you for sharing your experience at the Shrine of Dathramar. First off, you should be commended for your sense of duty and respect. It will serve you well not only here, but in all of Azeroth as well. As for the odd sensation, it is no doubt a contributing part of the taint that has befallen Sunstrider Isle. We shall keep an eye on it. Thank you for alerting us to it. A fistful of slivers. Many of the creatures here on the Isle were at one point bound into non-aggression and complacency by our magical skills. When the Scourge destroyed the Sunwell, our hold over these creatures shattered. Arcane slivers are the remnants of the control we once had, and as such might be usable in fashioning a new device to aid us in regaining their control. Better still, perhaps the slivers could be used to see what malaise the Isle truly suffers under. Splendid. These will do nicely. I've been doing quite a bit of thinking on the current malaise Sunstrider Isle suffers under. One possible course of action I had pondered was to collect these arcane slivers from the beasts on the isle. In doing so, they could be experimented on. This would provide a potential source of culpability. Anyway, I will tend to the research. Allow me to place this incantation on you. I believe you'll make good use of it. Thirst unending. You've done well today, Bim Bim. Your willingness to learn shows that you may very well rise above the unyielding cravings you must endure as a blood elf. Rest not on your laurels, young one, but instead seek to master what you have learned. Only through diligence will we as a race survive. Take this. It may be of some use to you. Go now and bring glory once more to our people. Going to train the level 4 abilities here. Blessing of Might. Place a blessing on the friendly target, increasing attack power by 20 for 10 minutes. Players may only have one blessing on them per paladin at any one time. Judgment. Unleashes the energy of a seal spell upon an enemy. Refer to individual seals for judgment effect. Lanthan Paralon. Your continued service to the Blood Elves is paramount to our survival. We must all pitch in and put ourselves out of the mire we all find ourselves in. If you're ready to work, then let's get started. Report to Lanthan Paralon. Magistrix Erona told me you'd be along quick enough, Bim Bim. The Falthrian Academy to our west, the huge floating building with the ornate spires, is in bad shape. You're going to be leading the effort to recapture it from one of the wretched, a blood elf who has forever succumbed to their basest cravings. I hope you're ready to work. This is not only going to be a lesson about danger, but also of what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are. Aggression. Before sending you to the academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in the gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders now have grown out of our control. Clear them out with due haste. But be warned, their lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down these once gentle servants. It doesn't please me to task you to do such a task, but survival is survival. I'll mourn later. Seems like Lanthan is a little bit of a bad boy. I may have forgot to accept this quest. Alright, I'm going to be stopping here for now. Coming back a little bit later.